Thank you, Mr. Bhutto Zardari, for talking to us. How do you assess the government's response to India's air and missile strikes?
Let me start by expressing my condolences to the families of the innocent men, women, and children, civilians who were targeted in the Indian late night attacks within Pakistan. Pakistan has responded and will continue to respond to any such forms of aggression. The Indian government and the Indian armed forces, they've been responded to in the sense that we defended ourselves to this unwarranted aggression. During the attack, under the UN Charter, Pakistan has the legal international right to respond to these aggressive actions by our neighbor.
India claims it targeted terror infrastructure. As a former foreign minister, how do you respond?
I think that India, unfortunately, has become the child who cried wolf in South Asia. They try and divert attention from any internal problem, terrorist attacks, security lapse, either to the Muslims within their own country or the Muslims in their neighborhood, which just so happened to be Pakistan. India has manufactured a lie about fictional training camps and fictional terrorist infrastructure to justify an attack. They have still been unable to name any terrorists involved in the attack that took place in Indian-held Kashmir, occupied Kashmir, a couple of weeks ago, nor have they been able to name a single terrorist that they targeted in their so-called operation within Pakistan. The truth is that India has targeted civilians. This is state terrorism. This is a declaration of war against Pakistan based on the lie.
Is there still a viable path for dialogue with India after this latest escalation?
I think India's attitude has made it very difficult for constructive dialogue to take place, or any dialogue to take place at all, for that matter. India has refused to engage with in dialogue with Pakistan on any issue, even though the new government, as soon as it took over power, before any such terrorist attack, made countless overtures to India that they were willing to engage in dialogue to resolve all our issues. India refused.
And what message do you have for the international community?
My message for the international community is that they must play their role to guard the international institutions and international law, all of which India is violating. And this is now a global issue. A threat of war between two nuclear-armed nations obviously have global consequences. So I call on the international community to intervene, to hold India accountable for their actions over the last 48 hours, to join in Pakistan's demand for an international impartial inquiry into the terrorist incident. So I think there is a path forward for the international community, for the region, a role to play, and to guide India and Pakistan towards the path of peace and prosperity, not to more conflict, more confrontation, and potentially war.